Hey guys, and welcome back to Melody Talk. Today we're gonna talk about the melodies of 1989. I am May, and we're gonna start.
So this is very exciting.
Disclaimer: since the vault track of 1989 Taylor's version contains a track that names after a slur, I beeped it out, and if you see this symbol of an exclamation mark, this means it will happen in the next 10 seconds, so please don't be scared. 1989 is the fifth studio album of the US-American singer and songwriter Taylor Swift, published under the label of Big Machine Records on 27 October 2014. Its re-recording 1989 Taylor's version was then released under Republic Records on the 9th anniversary of 1989. It was published on the 27th October 2023. Before her fourth studio album Red, Taylor was mainly known as a country artist, but Red had a lot of pop and rock elements even though it was a country record. That made Taylor first known as a pop artist, the same as the other two albums Taylor started writing in 1989 while she was still touring with Red in 2013. After Red was published, Taylor felt like constantly going between country and pop would not help her succeeding well. That's why she wanted her follow-up album to be a pure pop album. Writing and production. As well as all of her albums till now, 1989 is produced by Nathan Chapman and also Max Martin and Shellback that also produced a big part of Red. In 1989 we first hear the name Jack Antonoff that will become a big producer and writer for Taylor Swift in the future. She also worked with Ryan Tedder, Noel Sacanella, Ali Payami, Imogen Heap, Madman and Robin. Some of those producers also wrote the album, but mostly Taylor Swift, who also produced the album. But the writers are also Max Martin, Shellback, Ryan Tedder and Jack Antonoff. The album. 1989 is named after Taylor Swift's birth year.
There's one thing you should know about me before we begin. I was born in 1989.
It's mostly about failed romances that are mostly seen in a more light-hearted way than the other albums were. Other topics are also self-discovery and the hate Taylor got especially from the media for being a serial dater. Track list. Like Fearless, 1989, the standard edition has 13 tracks that resemble her lucky number. The standard edition starts with Welcome to New York, Blank Space, Style, Out of the Woods, All You Had to Do Was Stay, Shake It Off, I Wish You Would, Bad Blood, Wildest Dreams, How You Get the Girl, This Love, I Know Places, and Clean. Then on the deluxe edition there is Wonderland, You Unloved, New Romantics, I Know Places voice memo, I Wish You Would voice memo, and Blank Space voice memo. Marketing. Swift marketed 1989 as the first official pop album. Taylor used a lot of social media to promote her album. In August 2014, Taylor held a live stream via Yahoo, sponsored by ABC News, where she announced 1989 and then released the lead single Shake It Off.
And having been born on December 13th, 1989, this album is called 1989.
To connect with her fans even more than her social media, she invited fans to private album listening sessions that are called the 1989 Secret Sessions. They took place throughout September 2014. She also used radio and television appearances to promote her fifth studio album. She appeared in shows such as Jimmy Kimmel Live, The Ellen DeGeneres Show, Late Show with David Letterman, and Good Morning America. Before her album's release, she also added Welcome to New York and Out of the Woods to iTunes. The standard and deluxe edition were then released on the 27th October 2014. The single Bad Blood featuring Kendrick Lamar was a #1 hit, as well as lead single Shake It Off and Blank Space, as well as top 10 singles Wildest Dreams and Style. Touring. In November and December 2014, Taylor announced the first dates of the 1989 World Tour. Those would take place in North America, Europe, Japan, and Oceania. Then in June 2015, she added Singapore and China, and in July, Melbourne. The tour took 7 months to plan and another 3 to rehearse. The tour began on May 5 in Tokyo, Japan, and ended on the 12th December 2015. For many shows, Taylor invited other celebrities such as as musicians, actors, models, and more on the stage with her. The tour sold almost 2.3 million tickets and grossed over 250 million US dollars and was the award's highest grossing tour of 2015. Then a week after the concluding concert, Taylor released the concert film with Apple Music named The 1989 World Tour Live. It was filmed on the 28th November in Sydney, Australia. It featured behind the scenes footage as well as footage of special guests from other shows. Commercial performance. 1989 sold 1.3 million copies in its first release week. Swift became the first artist to have 3 albums sell 1 million copies within the first release week. Also became the first album in 2014 to sell over 1 million copies. It's the fastest selling album since 2004. It spent 11 consecutive weeks in the Billboard 200 as well as 300 weeks in the charts by September 2020. It was the third best selling album in the decade of 2010. In the US only. It got certified to 9-time platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America. By the end of 2019, it sold a bit more than 6 million copies, and by August 2023, it sold more than 10 million copies. Awards. 1989 won numerous awards. Out of 10 Grammy nominations, it won 3, with it being Album of the Year, making Taylor the first woman to ever win the award twice with her second studio album, Fearless.
And as the first woman to win Album of the Year at the Grammys twice.
It also won the Grammy for Best Pop Vocal Album and the Best Music Video for Bad Blood. Also won Favorite Pop/Rock Album at the American Music Awards. At the Juno Awards, it got International Album of the Year. 1989, Taylor's version. After Taylor's old record label Big Machine Records CEO Scott Borchetta sold all her first 6 albums to Scooter Braun, Taylor started re-recording those in 2020. It is the second re-recording that was announced at her ongoing The Eras tour following Speak Now Taylor's version, but in general it is her 4th re-recording. It was announced on the final Los Angeles show on August 9th, 2023. It contains all the 16 tracks of 1989 with 5 newly added from the Vault tracks. Those are Say Don't Go, Now That We Don't Talk, Suburban Legends, and Is It Over Now. It also added in its deluxe version the re-recording of the collab of Bad Blood featuring Kendrick Lamar. In its extended edition that were only sold in physical copies, it also featured the re-recording of Sweeter Than Fiction. Like the original, 1989 was produced by Jack Antonoff, Ryan Tedder, Noel Sacanella, Shellback, Imogen Heap, and Taylor Swift. Like the other re-recordings, it was also produced by Christopher Rove, as well as a new producer, Patrick Berger. It was also written with Diane Warren. It broke Amazon's Music's record for the biggest streaming day of all time and Spotify's for 2023. 7 of those songs became top 10 entries on the Billboard Hot 100, even with the Vault tracks Is It Over Now, Now That We Don't Talk, and occupying the top 3. To reveal the Vault track titles, the fans had to solve word puzzles with Google search. These were 89 of them, and Taylor said she would reveal the title tracks when the 33 million puzzles were solved. This happened in under a day. She then revealed all title tracks except
Oh look, you did it! You unlocked the 1989 Taylor's version vault. And now I am so excited to share the new vault track titles with you.
On her social, she hinted at the first vault track with single letters being showed and fans trying to make out the track name. She then confirmed with the back covers of the album that it's Slut. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions or anything else, please let me know down below, and also subscribe and like if you want to, and I hope we will see us next time.